It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants. Coming up next.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the New York Giants. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, these Giants seem to be a team on the improve. They won their first playoff game since Super Bowl 46 last year. Now, what needs to happen to take that next step?
They just need to continue to amass talent, get those guys going, and become contributors. And on the offensive side of the ball, become much more explosive in the passing game.
Meanwhile, for the Browns, they come off a 7-10 season a year ago. Not great, but not a total loss either. Now, you think there are building blocks in place?
They are there. Look at what they did last year. Their pass defense was number 5 in the league. Their rushing attack, 6th best in the league. They have players. They have the system. They just need to put it all together.
The Giants ready to go now on offense. And under center is the man in possession of a new contract for 2023 and beyond. In his 5th season now, Daniel Jones.
Playing for his Giants career, Jones' best season as a starter didn't come with huge numbers as a passer. He was just the guy his team needed him to be. Someone who could threaten the defense throwing it, and especially as a runner.
Throwing Jones. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll be wrangled to the ground right there at the 32-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Half 18, half 18.
Now a 2-time Pro Bowler coming off a big year, Saquon Barkley. And this will be a Giants first down as good running gets him to about the 44. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Myles Garrett, the all-pro defensive end, there on the stop. From the 46, here's 2nd and 9. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Returnable for Grant. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Now the Cleveland offense ready to go to work behind the 3-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 2nd season now as a Brown, number 7 overall.
Just 6 games played for Watson in his debut season with the Browns, which really limited how much he could step into the franchise quarterback role for the team. But he gets a full slate to do so this season. Remember, his last year in Houston, over 4,800 yards. They expect excellence from him.
A guy coming off his best season as a pro. Here's Nick Chubb. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
This short pass into the hands of Njoku, and he is going to have a Browns first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Watson on first down. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. And Deshaun Watson, and when you think about the toughest quarterbacks in the league to game plan against, he's got to be in your top 5, does he not?
And when you talk about game planning, putting him in the top 5.
There he goes, right side. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. That toss play right, we know it's one of the successful plays they have in their arsenal, and they showed you why there.
And remember, in order for it to be successful, because it's a little bit of a slower developing play, those blocks at the line of scrimmage have to be kept, have to be held, so that the runner can get to the corner and turn it upfield.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6. A give running right is Chubb. And he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants 16. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of the tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Yeah, the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Watson now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Browns post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
And Deshaun Watson shows off his mobility yet again. Just 1 touchdown rushing in 6 starts last season. But the way that he moves around, if receivers are covered, he'll tuck it and go as he did there.
Now Cade York for the extra point.
Hey, alert, alert.
It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now Jones. This is brought in by the tight end, Tommy Sweeney. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Throwing again is Watson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Now Chubb running right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 57 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Watson. And they're going to get him. He's sagged back around the 28. Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. Didn't march to the end zone the last time out.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
York able to send this one through. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
This fielded right at the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
They're going to try and throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. On first down, it's Watson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On second down, here's Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. A shotgun snap for Watson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now Watson on third and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson finding Amari Cooper. And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
York now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And from his end zone, here's Gary Brightwell. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton as the first half is winding down. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Chubb with a carry on first down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's second down. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. The big story thus far has really been the snow. It's made footing treacherous, and if the forecast holds, it's only going to get worse. But I can tell you as a fan, these are the games you love to watch. You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these two coaching staffs. Plenty of decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the call, we hand it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, in the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's Watson now on second down. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now Watson. That pass complete to Moore. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. A little tough on the secondary there in zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to Man coverage. Everyone matches up and send more pressure. But you also...
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are able to add on to that lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Roll.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Darius Slayton and the rest of this offense about to begin their next drive. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And this will be a Giants first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Gold River! Gold River!
Back to throw. Jones. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley, and this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Boy, that one was well read defensively, and this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Short throw going to be caught by Waller. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw again. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And the Browns are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here and maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
2nd and 2. Watson now going to run the option right. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That second down play nets a -4. The Browns on third down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this to the 32.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 7. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Now it's Watson. Rolling to his left. There he goes, left side. Down the left sideline. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. They give the Chubb out of the gun. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they take a knee. Now Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this 4th down field goal try for the Browns. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
At their own 33-yard line.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.